you.
With Post Office Over 50s life cover, enjoy peace of mind knowing your family will receive a guaranteed payout when you're gone. UK resident 50 to 80, your guaranteed acceptance. No health checks and from just £1.15 a week. Plus free 24/7 GP access with the health and wellbeing benefit. Purchase and receive a £125 gift card for amazon.co.uk, Tesco or M&S. Visit postoffice.co.uk/over50s.
Magic family moments deserve the perfect setting. A stylish awning from House is the ideal addition to your outdoor space. Available in a range of colours and finishes, and with the option of integrated lighting and heating, you can enjoy your outdoor space for even longer. Now that is magic. House awnings, made for life.
Rajasthan is history, culture and much more. And I have been reporting on all things royal for more than 25 years.
The colors, the culture and the complexities of the Northeast is different from the rest of the country. I have been bringing the Northeast closer to the capital for over 15 years.
Madhya Pradesh is the heart of India, and I have been capturing its every beat for over 10 years, covering the corridors of power, what is said, what is left unsaid, and what it actually means for you and me. I have it all covered.
Kashmir is often called paradise on earth, a region that has been in a state of flux from conflict to India's crowning glory. I have been reporting and decoding Jammu and Kashmir for last 3 decades.
From interesting tech startups to industry-leading companies, politics, sports, culture, curry, cricket. Oh, there's so much to talk about. Like me, if you too thrive on interesting conversations, this is a show you cannot miss. Watch this space to know more about all matters and all people that make Britain what it is today. Out of Britain, with me, Radhika Iyer.
This is NDTV, and you're watching NDTV 24/7.
Hello and welcome to this Thursday edition of the World Report. I'm Arjun Samad Mahendran. Let's take a look at what's making headlines around the world. External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar will hold bilateral talks with Russian counterpart Sergey Lavrov in Moscow just moments from now, by the way. Now this, as Chinese Foreign Minister Wang is in Pakistan for the 5th round of the Pakistan-China strategic dialogue. Amid the US importing a 50% tariff on India, External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar has pushed to in fact increase trade with Russia, encouraging Russian companies to engage more intensively with their Indian counterparts. Now, noting India's rapidly growing economy and initiatives like the Make in India or the Atmanirbhar initiative that have opened up new windows for foreign businesses, EM Jaishankar said that these dimensions represent the invitation for Russian companies to engage more. Now, this report brings you more on Jaishankar's official trip to Moscow.
External Affairs Minister S Jaishankar is in Moscow on a 3-day official visit at the invitation of Russia's first Deputy Prime Minister, Denis Maturov. His top agenda is to co-chair the 26th session of the India-Russia Intergovernmental Commission on Trade, Economic, Scientific, Technological and Cultural Cooperation. The talks are aimed at boosting cooperation across key strategic sectors. Jaishankar will also address the India-Russia Business Forum to push trade and investment opportunities. The Ministry of External Affairs calls the visit central to strengthening what it describes as the long-standing and time-tested India-Russia special and privileged strategic partnership. On the diplomatic front, Jaishankar is scheduled to meet Russian Foreign Minister Sergey Lavrov. Their talks continue a series of high-level engagements, the two leaders having last met during the SCO Foreign Ministers meeting in July and at the BRICS summit soon after. The momentum has been steady. Earlier this year, Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri held consultations in Moscow with Deputy Foreign Minister Andrei Rudenko. Beyond the official meetings, Jaishankar laid a wreath at Moscow's Tomb of the Unknown Soldier, honoring Soviet soldiers of World War II. He also interacted with Russian scholars and think tank representatives, discussing bilateral ties, global geopolitics, and India's strategic perspective. The visit now sets the stage for a potential high-level engagement later this year, with Russian President Vladimir Putin expected to visit India following an invitation from Prime Minister Narendra Modi. With Ridhima Kedia, an NDTV Bureau Report.
Russia expects to continue supplying oil to India despite warnings from the United States. Now, the Russian embassy officials in New Delhi have said, further adding, in fact, that Moscow hopes trilateral talks will soon take place with India and China. Russia's first Deputy Prime Minister Denis Manturov said separately that the country saw scope for supplies of liquefied natural gas to India. We continue to ship fuel, including crude oil and oil products, thermal and cooking coal as well. We see potential for the export of Russian LNG. Manturov was quoted as saying by Interfax news agency. Now, that's one of Russia's state news agencies for perspective. Now, he also added that according to the RIA news agency, that Russia was counting on expanding nuclear energy cooperation with New Delhi. This report brings you more. We shift our focus to the Middle East, where Israel has announced the start of ground operations in Gaza City, prompting the remaining civilians in the enclave to flee to the south. It has also said that the military will call up 60,000 reservists for this offensive. Now, hundreds and thousands of civilians who have in fact sheltered in Gaza City were ordered to evacuate and seek refuge in southern Gaza on Thursday morning. Now, this came as Israel officially began its ground operations in Gaza City. Now, this after, of course, the IDF confirmed media reports that the offensive had indeed begun, calling it a preliminary stage of a plan to control the entire city. Here's what the IDF is saying.
כחלק מההיערכות לשלב הבא, הנחה הרמטכ"ל להוציא 60,000 צווי מילואים לתחילת ספטמבר. בנוסף לצווים אלו, נעריך עוד כ-20,000 צווים למשרתי המילואים בגדודים שמשרתים כבר היום.
Middle East, where U.S. Ambassador to Israel Mike Huckabee in fact sought Wednesday to blame a recent breakdown in Gaza ceasefire talks on the decision by some European leaders to recognize the Palestinian statehood. Talks over lasting ceasefire have repeatedly stalled since the early months of the war sparked by Hamas on the 7th of October 2023. And long before, in fact, there was any talk of major European states recognizing Palestinian statehood. The decisions were announced by France, Britain and other countries after the Trump administration's Mideast envoy had already walked away in frustration from the negotiations, which happened behind closed doors. Now, it's unclear, it remains unclear, so to say, how and when they began to break down. Meanwhile, listen into what Ambassador Huckabee had to say.
I do think that without any question, the noise that has been made by European leaders recently, this conference in New York, is having the counterproductive effect that they probably think that they want. If they believe that unilaterally calling for a two-state, a Palestinian state recognition immediately brings them closer, the sad truth is it's taking them further away. I think some of the actions that you're seeing, whether it's E1 or talk about declaring sovereignty or annexation, have been prompted by what is clearly a violation of the Oslo Accords, where there would be a declaration of a Palestinian state without the involvement of the Israelis.
India and China have agreed to explore demarcating their disputed border. That's a key move towards resolving decades-old territorial disputes as the neighbors look to recalibrate ties against the backdrop of strained India-US relationship. We stay with the region where India has dismissed Nepal's objection to a decision by New Delhi and Beijing to resume border trade through the Lipu Lake Pass and said, in fact, that Kathmandu's claims on the territory are neither justified nor based on historical facts. Meanwhile, India has also rejected allegations by Bangladesh that Awami League-linked offices in Kolkata and capital New Delhi were involved in anti-Bangladesh activities. The Ministry of External Affairs has called Dhaka's charge misplaced. stressing that no such activity is permitted from and on Indian soil. Now, New Delhi has rejected Dhaka's accusation, saying it had no knowledge of such activities and would not allow them under any circumstances. My colleague Saurabh Gupta has all the details for us.
After Bangladesh put out that statement that accused India of allowing anti-Bangladesh activities, mainly by allowing the Awami League, which is banned in Bangladesh, to operate from India, Bangladesh also alleged that the Awami League had set up offices in New Delhi and Kolkata, and that this was an affront to the people of Bangladesh, and that this could trigger anti-India sentiment, and also, this could lead to a further worsening of ties, and saying that, all of these things are something that India should look into and avoid. This statement that came from the Foreign Ministry of Bangladesh has now led to a very sharp, terse, and to-the-point response from India. One, that India does not allow its territory for activities against any country. Two, the statement from Bangladesh is misplaced. And three, and most importantly, Bangladesh should hold elections as soon as possible, and they should be free, fair, and inclusive. That is the point that India has been making, while there have been anti-India statements, open anti-India statements, including one from the chief advisor of the interim government, particularly targeting India's northeast. India has been circumspect, India has responded, but India has been circumspect, and India has been respectful of the close ties that India and Bangladesh had shared. But now, of course, that relationship has been strained, and India has responded with a very firm statement on what Bangladesh's foreign ministry said earlier in the day.
We shift our focus westwards, viewers, where the FBI has reportedly captured and arrested an individual on the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitive list. Now, Cindy Rodriguez Singh in India, in fact, for a warrant for the murder of a 6-year-old son. Rodriguez Singh is believed to have an active federal warrant for unlawful flight to avoid prosecution and an active Texas state warrant for capital murder of a person under 10 years of age. Rodriguez Singh allegedly fled the United States to avoid prosecution on charges related to the murder of a child, Noel Rodriguez Alvarez. Bringing prominent White House support to the streets of Washington, Vice President J.D. Vance and Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth on Wednesday visited with National Security Guard troops at the city's main train station as protesters chanted "Free D.C." The latest tense interlude from President Donald Trump's crackdown in the national capital. Now, the appearance, which also included White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller, was a striking scene that illustrated the Republican administration's intense focus, so to say, on the situation in Washington and its willingness to go forward and promote an initiative that has polarized the Democratic-led city. We get you more.
I want to come here, highlight what they're doing, say thank you in person, obviously pass out a few burgers, but most of all, just send a message to the American people. Look, we don't have to live like this. We do not have to allow our cities to be taken over by violence and by disorder and by chaos. You can actually do stuff. You can actually bring law and order to communities. You've just got to have the political willpower to do it.
We have workers and everyday people terrified to go to work around Washington, D.C. We have communities showing up for their neighbors. The power is in the people, and that is why Hegseth and J.D. Vance are here today, because they're afraid, and what they think that they need to do is to clean up crime and to stand for democracy is bringing in tanks and troops. As they cut funding for healthcare and for housing, there are climate disasters happening between Puerto Rico, Texas, all over the world. What true national security, true security and safety is investing in communities, is investing in Black and brown communities in DC that have totally been neglected. So we're here to say, from DC to Palestine, we are on the side of the people. We want occupation of no communities, and we want to be investing in the very things that make communities thrive, and it's not more military.
Stay with the West, where Hurricane Erin is strengthening again, and forecasters say it could also, in fact, re-intensify into a major hurricane. Now, the storm is creeping towards mid-Atlantic coast and churning up menacing waves, as you see on your screens right there, that have closed beaches all the way from the Carolinas to New York City. It's expected to peak over the next 48 hours. Now, Erin, viewers, is unlikely to make landfall along the east coast before turning farther out to the sea. However, authorities are warning that its large swells might as well cut off roads on North Carolina's Outer Banks and whip up life-threatening rip currents from Florida all the way to New England. The National Hurricane Center, meanwhile, is watching 2 more tropical waves to the east of Erin. We get you more.
I'm here in the village of Rodanthe on North Carolina's Outer Banks, where wave action from Hurricane Erin has been pummeling the coast. The islands of Hatteras and Ocracoke have been ordered evacuated, and as many as 2,200 tourists were taken off Ocracoke Island on Monday by ferry. Since 2020, about a dozen homes like the ones behind me have been taken out by various storms, and the fear is that these two will soon share their fate. Erin is a couple of 100 miles off the coast, so most locals are expecting very little damage. The big worry is that the storm might take out portions of North Carolina 12, which is a thin 2-lane highway that is the only connection between this part of the state and the mainland. The storm is expected to keep roiling offshore as it heads northeast, but some of the worst waves might not come until Thursday evening.
Walmart has recalled frozen raw shrimp sold in 13 states because federal health officials say it could have potential radioactive contamination. That's right, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration of the FDCA has asked Walmart to pull 3 lots of Great Value brand frozen shrimp from stores. This after federal officials detected cesium-137. It's a radioactive isotope in shipping containers and a sample of breaded shrimp imported from Indonesia. Now, cesium-137 is a byproduct of nuclear reactions, including nuclear bombs, testing, nuclear operations, and accidents as well. Moreover, it's widespread around the world with trace amount found in the environment, including soil, food, and air as well. Now, the level detected in the frozen breaded shrimp was far lower than FDA intervention levels. However, the agency said that avoiding potentially contaminated products could also reduce exposure to low-level radiation that could, in the future, lead to health problems. The Menendez brothers are set to make their case for parole starting Thursday, marking the closest, in fact, they've been to winning freedom from prison since their convictions almost 30 years ago for murdering their parents. Eric and Lyle Menendez were sentenced in 1996 to life in prison for fatally shooting their father, Jose Menendez, and mother, Kitty Menendez, in their Beverly Hills mansion in 1989. Now, this report brings you more.
Eric and Lyle Menendez are having their parole hearing starting this Thursday, marking the closest they've been to freedom from prison in almost 30 years. If they are granted parole, it could still be months before they walk free. The brothers are at the Richard J. Donovan Correctional Facility, a maximum security prison in San Diego. The brothers were convicted in 1996 of killing their parents, Kitty and Jose Menendez, in their Beverly Hills home. The two were only 18 and 21 at the time. It was a case that shocked the nation and continues to draw attention. The Menendez brothers were initially sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. But earlier this year, an LA judge reduced their sentences to 50 years to life, making them immediately eligible for parole. They will be considered individually and have their hearings through video conference, with the board assessing whether the brothers pose an unreasonable risk of danger to society, if released, considering factors like criminal history, motivation for the crime and signs of remorse, behavior while in prison, and plans for the future. If the parole board decides they should be released, the decision has to be reviewed by their chief legal counsel within 120 days. Then, California Governor Gavin Newsom has the final say and has 30 days to grant or deny them parole.
Hungary celebrated its national holiday on Wednesday with Europe's largest fireworks display over the river Danube's route through Budapest. Now, during the elaborate 30-minute show, spectators could see more than 45,000 pyrotechnics launched from 500 sites, barrages and bridges along a 5-kilometer stretch of the river. Now, viewers, the annual fireworks were complemented by a drone show forming symbols from the Hungarian history. Officially known as St. Stephen's Day, August 20th is one of Hungary's most significant national holidays. In fact, when the country celebrates the establishment of the Hungarian state and honors the legacy of King Stephen I, who established the Christian kingdom of Hungary in the year 1000.
It's great to be helping out before my first grandchild arrives. And after having a few repairs myself, I need to make sure they'll all be protected. Which reminds me.
Welcome to British Seniors, the UK's #1 rated provider of over 50s life insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote.
No problem. We're proud to offer our seniors lifetime guarantee. With 100% of claims having been paid, we guarantee your premiums will never go up and that you'll speak to one of our specialists in the UK. UK residents aged 50 to 80 are guaranteed to be accepted. Depending on your age, your loved ones can get a cash payout up to £10,000.
Wow, that money could help with funeral costs or as a gift for my grandkid. I'll do it.
Plus, when you sign up, you'll receive a £135 gift card and free 24/7 GP advice and health services.
He's going to be named after his granddad.
Be proud to protect your loved ones with British Seniors. To get a free life insurance quote today, call our UK team on 0800 470 4444 or visit britishseniors.co.uk.
Of the World Report, we move our focus to the world of technology, where India has said it successfully test-fired an intermediate-range ballistic missile that, when operational, viewers should be capable of carrying nuclear warheads to any part of China. Now, the Agni 5 missile was successfully launched in Odisha on Wednesday, and authorities said it validated all operational and technical parameters. Apple is stepping up its iPhone production in India and reportedly moving assembly of all upcoming iPhone 17 models to 5 local factories, in fact. Now, this includes 2 that have just started operations. This development marks the first time that every new iPhone variation, including the premium and the Pro versions as well, will be manufactured in India from scratch to end. Now, the move is part of Apple's broader strategy to reduce its dependence on China for US-bound shipments and also to cushion itself against tariff risks. Elon Musk's internet satellite business Starlink will roll out Aadhaar-based verification to onboard customers when it launches in India. The Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology has confirmed to NDTV. Now, the company has also secured approvals from India's space regulator, InSpace, to begin commercial operations and is also expected to, in fact, launch towards the end of 2025 or the beginning of next year, 26. In the world of sports, Shreyas Iyer is leading the race to become India's next one-day international or ODI captain. According to sources, the selectors see Iyer as a long-term replacement for Rohit Sharma as far as captaincy is concerned. Meanwhile, on Tuesday, Iyer was snubbed by the selectors from India's 15-match Asia Cup squad, which saw the return of Shubman Gill to the T20I side. Now, Gill was named vice-captain for the tournament and will deputise Surya Kumar Yadav during the continental event. It has now been learned that Gill, who recently began his reign as India's test captain, is also set to take over leadership mantle from Surya Kumar Yadav in the format. According to reports, YouTuber turned boxer Jake Paul will fight the unbeaten Gervonta Davis on the 14th of November at the State Farm Arena in Georgia's Atlanta. In a bout that will be streamed live on Netflix. Now, Davis has been the World Boxing Association lightweight champion since Devin Haney vacated the belt back in 2023. But the American's title will not be on the line against Paul due to the size difference between the two competitors, or boxers, should we say in this case. US celebrity judge and social media star Frank Caprio has died aged 88. His death follows a diagnosis of pancreatic cancer was announced on his official Instagram account, where he was remembered for his warmth and unwavering belief in the goodness of people. Judge Caprio, his son David Caprio, also thanked fans for their love and support and urged people to spread a little kindness in his father's memory. Beloved for his compassion and humor in the courtroom, videos of Judge Caprio presiding over cases on his hit show, Caught in Providence, have had billions of views on social media, earning him the title, the nicest judge in the world. Dozens of supporters of Irish rap band Kneecap protested outside a London court on Wednesday as one of the band members appeared charged with terrorism offence for allegedly supporting Hezbollah. Liam Ohana, who performs under the stage name Mushara, was charged in May accused of displaying a Hezbollah flag during a London concert in November last year. Now, since the Iran-backed Lebanese group Hezbollah was banned in the UK back in 2019, it has been an offence to in fact show any support to it. In recent months, however, Kneecap has grabbed headlines and eyeballs both for provocative statements denouncing the war in Gaza and against Israel. In fact, now the hearing comes amid a growing UK controversy over the government moves to prosecute those deemed to show support for banned organisations. Vienna has been officially announced as the host city for the Eurovision Song Contest 2026. Now, viewers, this follows Austrian singer JJ's victory in the 25 contest in Switzerland's Basel with his song Wasted Love. The Austrian public broadcaster ORF, responsible for organising the event this time over, confirmed that Vienna was in fact chosen for its infrastructure, logistics and also economic advantages, so to say. Innsbruck had also submitted a bid, but Vienna prevailed. This marks only the third time Austria's capital will host Eurovision after previous editions in 1967 and 2015. Well, that's all we have for you this Thursday. Take care and have a wonderful day. Which link?
Sometimes it's the little things that remind us of them. Stay close, even when you're far apart. Send money worldwide with Remitly.
Dealing with my lot means making smart choices. And with our family growing, I want to protect the life we've built. That's why I'm calling Smart Insurance.
Hi, I'd like a quick quote, please.
OK, you can choose a benefit amount up to £750,000 depending on your age.
Brilliant.
If you're a UK resident aged 18 to 64, you can apply with just a few health and lifestyle questions. For £250,000 of cover, the price starts at just £14.77 a month.
That's less than I thought, and could help my husband pay off the mortgage.
With our Smart Family Guarantee, you'll have peace of mind.
I'll go ahead.
You'll also receive a 100% advance in the event of terminal illness and 10% cashback on your first year's premiums. That's the Smart Cashback. Plus, you get your choice of a £125 gift card.
Protect the life you've built the smart way. To get a free life insurance quote today, call our specialist UK team on 0800 977 5753 or visit smartinsurance.co.uk.
If you have cancer, you may feel overwhelmed with worries.
Will I lose my hair?
How bad will my side effects be?
How do I cope with waiting?
What happens now?
Whatever your cancer worries, Macmillan is here for you. Whether you're anxious about side effects, waiting for test results or appointments, or just need someone to listen, don't struggle alone. Whatever you need to ask, we're here for you 7 days a week. Call Macmillan for free now on 0808 258 8000.
Mohit, you are known for your music. All your films, musics stay with us till today. I'm a millennial and those music are kind of music. So whenever we say Mohit Suri film aa raha hai, we know the music will be good, right? It's a given. So you really work hard. But Is this always like how you create your music? You need everything in place, the mood, the the lighting, even when the person is in the studio and just singing. And also, how did you select your musicians that this person's voice is perfect for this song?
That's what I think. The amount you give to a song, that's how long it will last. I think. Everyone does the programming, everyone writes the words, everyone makes the thing. But the thing is how much you give, how much of heart you give to the lyrics or to the music or to the melody or to the singing. That's how long the song will last, is what I genuinely feel. If you don't give that love, you're not going to get it back. It's just a simple debit and credit procedure, I think, with the audience. I genuinely feel I don't have any special skill. I don't know any scale or anything else. It's just that I enjoy that process a lot. Give me an evening to just go for a film party or something, I'll skip it. But you give me like a struggling musician to go who has a great tune, some new guys, chill all night with them. I can do that. I can just sit there, make music and stuff like that. We just did that recently. Fahim came down. He just surprised us, and we met in my Bandra office, and Han was there, Aneet was there, and he made me hear his other songs and stuff like that. But it was it's so much fun, because I just think making music. Film you still get to see something. Yeah. I think music is so amazing. You
don't need to see anything.
It's in the air, and suddenly it just comes together, and it's just you can just feel it, and something you hear makes you feel something. It's just magical.
Rajasthan is history, culture, and much more. And I have been reporting on all things royal for more than 25 years.
The colors, the culture, and the complexities of the Northeast is different from the rest of the country. I have been bringing the Northeast closer to the capital for over 15 years.
Madhya Pradesh is the heart of India, and I have been capturing its every beat for over 10 years, covering the corridors of power, what is said, what is left unsaid, and what it actually means for you and me. I have it all covered.
Kashmir is often called paradise on earth, a region that has been in a state of flux. From conflict to India's crowning glory, I have been reporting and decoding Jammu and Kashmir for last 3 decades.
From interesting tech startups to industry-leading companies, politics, sports, culture, curry, cricket. Oh, there's so much to talk about. Like me, if you too thrive on interesting conversations, this is a show you cannot miss. Watch this space to know more about all matters and all people that make Britain what it is today. Out of Britain, with me, Radhika Iyer.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Fault Lines. I'm Gauri Dwivedi, and this week on the show we tell you the stories and the fault lines we are decoding for you. First up, in Gaza, there's a fresh push by Benjamin Netanyahu to capture all of Gaza to ensure that hostages are brought back. Gideon's Chariot is an operation that Israel is launching yet again. We tell you, is this the final push? Donetsk is the battle where the real battle is being fought as far as Russia-Ukraine is concerned. We tell you why this is the most crucial choke point, and this is where decision will be taken. And lastly, Kiev's 1,000-kilo missile, how destructive is it? And as we've been saying on Russia-Ukraine war, it's not over till it's all over. Ukraine's firepower, how long will it hold out? We tell you more. The big story on the show, we are talking about Israel is preparing for what would be the most decisive battle of this war. Operation Gideon's Chariots, the second time this is being put. Greenlit